Testing from the Juanki speaker, testing from the Juanki speaker. Oh, we meet again. All right, let's wait for the 30 seconds and then I'm going in. If you have stumbled upon my channel, I am Juanki and welcome to my world. It's a cornucopia of stuff. And so here we are on day number 23 of Don't Stop December Vlogmas. And today it will be Vlogmas. I have a little posting here. Hello, Naris21. Welcome. On this eve of the eve, Christmas Eve, the eve of Christmas Eve. All right, so this posting was posted 2 days ago, and the poster says, hey y'all, hey y'all. In an effort to get out of my shell and meet people in the city, I, parentheses, 23 male, end of parentheses, went out alone this past Friday to Red Eye for a ticketed event called Good Friday. It was a fun time, but I'm wondering how you manage to make connections and meet people at these kind of things. I didn't know what I was walking into at all, parentheses, especially downstairs, LOL, end of parentheses. And I was immediately intimidated at how handsome literally everyone was there. I recently lost a lot of weight and I am in the best shape of my life. So I think I look pretty good, but I'm definitely not jacked like a lot of the guys there. There were. I also wasn't expecting everyone to be shirtless. I was so confused for a minute, thinking everyone walked in from freezing outside half naked. Then I found out about the concept of a coat check, laughing out loud. I ended up chatting a bit and dancing on my own, but I didn't know how to approach anyone on the dance floor as much as I wanted to. It seemed like everyone kind of knew each other and already had a big friend group, so I felt a bit out of place going alone. I know I'm probably overthinking, but this is all new to me and it's hard for me to put myself out there. I wanted to practice more, but it's super daunting. Maybe someone else can relate or has tips for going out alone at these kind of events. I also don't know if it's weird for me to go to these kind of parties since I'm of a different age demographic. I've been told I look young, so I hope I'm not out of place at these kind of events. I was thinking of trying out the Eagle next. Oh, he is a wild one. The Eagle next time for a similar vibe, but any other recommendations would be great. Thanks, smiley face. Okay. So based on the places that this guy, the place that he went to, and the ticketed event was called Good Friday, and considering that he wants to go to the Eagle next, this is a wild gay boy. I'm going to read some of the comments, and then I'm going to give my Juanki view on it and my advice, and I'm going to take it a different approach. I'm going to give the advice as going out, period, alone, not going out to these sexually charged environments. That's not what my commentary is going to be. Miss Viewers of You says, say no to the Eagle. Drop a bomb on that. Oh my God, Miss View, do you know what the Eagle is? It's like, how do people that are not here know about the Eagle, right? Okay, somebody said, I find it very common. People go in groups, so it feels like you can't join in. Ooh, this is, okay. Look around the wall. People who go alone are usually by the walls. At least I do. Main advice is to have courage to approach someone. Most people are waiting to be approached, but no one wants to take the initiative. When people approach me, even if I'm not into them, I give them at least 5 minutes for their effort before moving on. Okay. Someone else says, main thing is to never leave your drink unattended, nor allow someone else to buy you a drink unless it's being made in front of you. As for nervousness, you're doing a lot better than me. It took me 35 years to finally start going to gay bars. Excuse me. It took me 35 years to finally start going to gay bars. I'm an average dude with a bit of a tummy, so don't be too conscious of your appearance. Be yourself, and the right people will gravitate towards you. I feel the more comfortable you become, the easier it will be to meet people and have a great time. Let it happen naturally, and wishing you the best of luck. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna read one more posting and then I'm gonna go ahead because I marked this one. This was a good one, and then I'm gonna give you my thoughts and some of my experience. All right, somebody says, I just want to comment that I read your post and felt instant warmth and affinity for you through how you express yourself and also how awesome you're being for going out on your own. I've always struggled with nightlife because most people are either very drunk, high, or standoffish, or at least the insular. And also, I've never met anyone random except one time I went out by myself in Rome. So to the point. So the point is, enjoy yourself, dance to the music, smile at whoever makes eye contact, and let it be whatever it ends up being. Don't worry about what the others think and so on. I've got about 20 years on you, and my clubbing days are over by choice. But even as recently as last year, I felt so out of place in a spot like the Eagle. All this to say, leave your expectations at home. Go out by yourself if you're enjoying it. It's always safe and be always safe and vigilant about your drink. As others have mentioned, don't take drugs from randoms and shoot your shot whenever you feel like it's because it's admirable and brave and you have nothing to lose. Hope you make some awesome new friends being this open and adventurous. P.S. It took me a long time to realize I really didn't vibe with the scene bars and clubs, and that's okay. And I can find queer friends in my hobbies. Don't feel obligated to go out to clubs and nightlife events thinking that that's the only place to meet gay men. Also, look up Atlas Social Club. They've got a game night on Tuesdays where guys play Smash Bros and stuff like that. In case you're into any of that, I found it way more my vibe than circuit parties or Eagle where everyone's just trashed. And then a PPS. I thought it was PSS. A large percentage of the muscle shirtless guys are highly insecure and damaged, in my opinion, from what I've observed. So don't be too intimidated or envious of them. Miss View says, yep, I love going out by myself. Right. Social clubs are great. Yes. So, especially in a time like this, Miss View, the eve of the eve of the eve, right? New York City, well, pre-COVID, but now I think you could really find whatever you want to find. Walter Hampton. Oh my God, Walter Hampton. That's a study, isn't he? A case study. The Nile, not just a river in Egypt. But here in New York City, there's so much to do. There's so much. There's always something popping. There's always some new bars, some new scene popping up. I never understood why people around me always found it so hard to go out by themselves. I love, like you said, Miss View, going out by myself. And then at a time when I felt like I made it, and I was down there in the back alleys of Wall Street getting my bones. I used to take myself out to dinner once a week. I will eat in Chelsea or Soho, and I would just go by myself, and I'll be like, a table for one. Ooh, just one. And I would, don't say it that way. Yes, I'm hungry. Table for one. And you'll be surprised. I think it takes a lot of confidence confidence and a lot of knowing yourself very well, for you to go out and take yourself out. And again, it's not just going out to the bar, the scene. Like I said, I used to take myself out for dinner once a week was my treat. I would do it actually on Thursdays, because it was like the end of the week. I didn't want to cook. I just walk out of the office and walk to wherever I was gonna eat, because I walked everywhere in New York City. Good exercise, window shop while I was doing that, and then just enjoy the time by myself. Especially in New York City, depending on the job that you are interacting with so many people in the train, in the streets, in the subway, in elevators, in buildings, and it's just, and then at work, people want. When are you taking care of yourself? You know, Going out by yourself, I think it's something that people should do more often. Everybody should try it at least one time. It's empowering. It's empowering. Yes, you may feel a little funny walking in through the door, or especially like the gay boys that are just trying to see the nightlife and just coming out. It might be embarrassing to walk to a door that has a big old rainbow flag on it. You know what I'm saying? But you just have to push through that, get inside, babysit your drink. Don't get twisted, don't get wasted. Know that just as much as danger you can find in the streets of New York City, you could certainly find that in a bar. Drop a bomb on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't treat it like a safe haven, and yeah, it might be welcoming and you can feel included and safe to portray your love, display your love, and maybe kiss somebody or dance with somebody and feel safe, that in a way that you wouldn't feel in your neighborhood. But at the end of the day, it's still strangers. It's still people. It's still strangers. It's still, there's somebody who's high. There's somebody who's on heavy medication. There's somebody who's completely twisted. There's somebody who had the worst day. The killer might be there. You know what I'm saying? So you have to just be aware. If you have a substance abuse issue, or you can't hold your liquor, don't go out to the bar by yourself. Like that may not be the best choice. If you know that you have an issue and you can't just say, okay, I'm gonna go out and have just 2 drinks, and then 2 drinks become 5, 6, 7, 10 drinks, then you probably don't want to go out drinking. That's probably not gonna be good for you at the end of the day. You're probably gonna get into some shit. You know what I mean? So, like the poster said, and like Miss View mentioned, social clubs are always a good way of meeting people. Like I said, I like going out by myself. And in going out by myself, like, I don't know, there's something about me being able to walk through the door, confident, and of course, well put together, hair flowing, this Puerto Rican and Dominican, okay, whipping out that American Express, talking to the bartender. And that's another tip that I will give. If you're gonna go out to the lounge or the bar and you don't want to be like, oh my God, it's just me, I'm drinking by myself. You walk in, you roll up right to the bar, you lean across the bar, you wait for the bartender to come over, you lean across, the bar, you place your order, you sit right there, take your coat off, put it right underneath the hook. And when the bartender comes, you engage the bartender in some conversation, and you sip on your drink, and boom, you having a conversation with somebody. It's just a matter of time before somebody comes and sits right next to you, to either your left or your right, and order their drink. And then the music is playing, and if it's a sports bar, which is many of them here in New York City, you're looking at the game. Every screen has a different sport on it. You get engaged in it, and next thing you know, people are chatting you up. People are having a conversation with you. They're looking at how the game is going, or even the news, whatever it is that you're looking at. I've gone to bars down in Wall Street where it was the ticker from the closing bell. Excuse me. The ticker from the closing bell, the stocks and all that, and and then you can engage in conversation. It's also the place that you're going, right? You know, if you know you are, you carry yourself a certain way, don't travel to a neighborhood that you don't fit in, for lack of a better term, and go into a situation where you're gonna stick like a sore thumb, and then be upset that you didn't make a connection or nobody really spoke to you. You have to know your surroundings. You have to know who your audience is. In other words, those are my tips of the dome. Those are my tips. Now it's the 23rd. This week could be a lot for a lot of people, right? It could be a lot. Um, Starting with like, oh, family. There's people that took the whole week off and they're getting together with families in homes and cabins, and the whole family is getting together, and people have their sleeping bags because we're staying at my mom's house, my uncle's house, my granny's house, and it's also like all the kids are there because school is over. And then you have the other set of people who are working and keeping life rolling every single day. You have your people who work at the stores and at the food places and are keeping the city going. They don't have a break. You have places that are open on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. There are places that are open Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So those employees don't get the chance to take off. You got places that tell them straight up, there's a blackout. You can't take time from like the beginning of November all the way into like the new year. They don't allow them to take off. So whether the family gets together, they may not be able to do that. And so there's a handful of people that are very lonely during this time. Whether it is because they just don't have relatives in the same state, or maybe they're estranged from their family members, or it's just they're working and working and working to pay the bills, and they just can't connect with their friends and loved ones and family. So it's a tricky period of time. But it's New York City. There's always something open. I always suggest, like, on a day like tomorrow, Christmas Eve, or even Christmas Day, after you get off work or whatever, go have a meal. There's going to be many restaurants that are going to be serving special menus. They take a walk around the city, look at the lights, go to Rockefeller Center, look at the tree, go window shopping. Like, don't if you can step out, even if it's just for a little bit, get some fresh air and then come back home. Or if you feel like, just want to cuddle with your pillows and turn, beyond the gates and binge watch Beyond the Gates on Netflix, and do that. But it's important that you are taking care of yourself. It's important that you acknowledge the feeling. And if you can do something about it, that you do something about it. And if you are, you have close ones or friends, reach out and touch. Reach out, say hello, hi, how you doing today? Engage them a little bit. I'm going to be going live and doing. I gotta be careful. Nourish 21 and Miss Viewers of You, because I realize that there's a lot of people biting people's styles and I saw somebody use one of my words today, and I was like, how interesting. Never did they use this term before, but here they are using the term before. So I'm going to be doing my Christmas Day show, Christmas Eve show. So I'll be here entertaining the people, and then I'll also be doing a New Year's Eve, Juanki World's New Year's Eve extravaganza. Okay, let's see who's gonna take. I heard someone do that too. Drop a bomb on that. Okay, all right. You seen that, right? I was like, how freaking this? I never. It is what it is, Miss View. I guess it is what it is. But yeah, I'm keeping it. A bunch of copycats. It really is a bunch of copycats. Because you heard me. You heard me say it, right? Honky World's New Year's Eve extravaganza. Okay? I said, and I was already, it is what it is. But you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm from New York City. I've been in these audition rooms since I was 12 years old. I've seen it all. And I've survived. I said to myself, wait a minute, exactly, drop a bomb. Yes. But you know what, Miss View, I stand behind my creativity, and so if I need to switch some shit around, then I'll switch some shit around. But yeah, yes, ma'am. I'm glad that I'm not here just like going crazy. Like, oh, is that All right, but I have one more thing to say about the holiday. Ooh, what was about the holiday? Ooh, I forgot what it was about the holiday, but about the copycat situation, Miss View. I am watching a whole generation. I guess history repeats itself. A few years ago, we had the woman that was going crazy, doxing people, trying to destroy people because her own life was a mess. We see it now. We have it here. The difference is just a different age group, not by a lot, but we see the demon. You know what I'm saying? We see the envy, the destruction. We see the whole thing. I'm watching people make videos because they're fighting and arguing and stuff like that. And the mannerisms, the words, I give a pass to the words because sometimes, lingo becomes lingo down here. But the mannerism, the way they're doing their read, the flow, it's a hot mess. Catch, Miss View. You're catching it all, Miss View. This is what I like. This is what I like, Miss View. She got it. She got it. She got it. But we're seeing even in the way they're reading, the flow of the read, the rhythm of it. I'm like, you sound like the natural dip girl. You got the rhythm, you got the neck rolling, the whole thing. I'm like, be original, please. Be original. Anyway, I would like to direct before I go. I would like to direct everyone to my community page. Castro Cannon drug Jay Wilson today. Drop a bomb on that. It's a nice little 13, 14-minute read. They can. So go ahead and enjoy. I guess Castro was having one of his moments of clarity. I mean, it's stuff that he said before, but I saw that. Yeah, it was the dragging of it all. But anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow, 9:48 New York time. Get some rest. We're almost there. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. I will be doing cooking a nasty piece of meal on the 25th in Latin America, in the Latin world. We actually celebrate the 24th. I will not be with my parents this year. I'm aiming to be with them next year. It's just, Miss View, Hulk, myself, we are just working. Shout out to everybody who's working. Okay, drop a bomb on that. Miss View, I was at work and I was perusing the YouTube streets. I must have seen more than 15 different content creators sitting on panels. And I'm like, these people don't work? These people don't work. I'm like, these people don't work. How do they support themselves? They're not working. They're not. I'm like, how do you sit in these panels for hours? It's during 9 to 5 hours, 10 to 6 hours, heck, 12 to 8 hours. And because I know it's not that you were on vacation, that y'all not working. Because last week it was the same thing. Am I missing something? But shout out to my husband, the Incredible Hulk. Shout out to Naris21. Shout out to everybody who's working real hard. And whoever's in retirement, shout out to you because you work hard to be able to retire. Drop a bomb on that. So what is this? I have... Okay. You are not missing anything. Oh, my God. Right. With that said, everybody, you guys have a good night. I will see you guys tomorrow for day number 24, Christmas Eve. All right. Have a good night. Peace.